All right. I hope everyone's having a great night. Welcome to Vegan Intel. Hope you're eating well, taking care of yourself, exercising, and keeping a positive mind state at all times. Good to see you all. Good to see you, Danielle. Space Time, Roster Man. Much respect to you all. Welcome to this new channel. We're just building, getting it off the ground, trying to get our subscribers up. If you're new over here, please subscribe and share. And welcome to the channel. I got something real interesting I want to talk about today because a lot of times we are trying to find a way to eat right. We're trying to find a way to really take care of ourselves the best way we can. And we have to work kind of hard to do that. And I'm going to be starting a new series over here that's going to really lean towards products and services and things like that to try to help people try to pick the best of products when you're trying to pick products, right? Because we go and we try to pick certain products that we want, natural shampoo or natural the soap. You might want to get some black soap. Okay, who's got the best black soap? From actually trying it, not based on what we think. What's one of the best shampoos? How could you make the best shampoo yourself? Um, and what type of things uh, that when we're plant based, what are we looking for? What type of things do we desire? Because when you become plant based or you become vegan, it's a process, and then you get to a point where you're trying to expand. You're trying to look for different things that you hear about. So I'm going to be starting a whole series. This is the first of that series. I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet, but once I realize what I'm gonna call it, I'm gonna name this series. I'm gonna put this live in that series. But I'll know by tonight when I finish this. But I just wanted to do this while it was early. I know a lot of people got to go to work tomorrow in the morning. They got to get some sleep tonight. But this is the first of that series because I found out something that's really very interesting that I want you to share with people. Okay, I'm about to show you something really, really interesting. You know, trust me what I'm telling you. This is going to be mind blowing. And so, there's certain products I'm looking for and things I'm trying to deal with. And, we're always looking to be healthier. Those of us that are wise, always looking for the healthier products, the healthier uh, things to use. And so we're trying to look for fruit and different things that we believe could bring, extreme benefits, or a lot of times it's not in our area, right? And so now we got to try to figure out what to do because these things are not in our area. So, what do we do when we're looking for products and we can't, we don't know which product to get? So here at Vegan Intel, it's not called Vegan Intel for nothing. It's really Intel, vegan intelligence, vegan intel meaning information. And so here at Vegan Intel, we're going to be looking for the information. We're going to be trying to push information to make it easier for you. We're going to try to have information to make your transition easy. And I'm going to be trying to help you cut corners, so you won't have to wait and find out about things like I did. Some things I had to find out, you know, I had to find out the hard way. Right? So I want to try to make it easier for everybody else. Because a lot of times we have to wean our way through these different products. Good to see you, Kathy. Right? We have to try to find these different products and which one to get in. What's the difference in this one and that one? And which one did we buy that really wasn't what we thought it was? Because we'll buy a product, but sometimes the product won't be what we thought. So we have to go through things before we find exactly what we were looking for. And that's not always easy. So that's what we're gonna be doing here on Vegan Intel. We're gonna be trying to help you find the products that sometime you're looking for and you can't find it. You can't find the product. You're looking for the product, but you can't find it. Okay? And so I'm going to be trying to help you cut corners, and I'm going to be trying to help you from buying something that ain't actually what people say it is. I'm not going to be exposing people, but I am going to be trying to direct the viewers to the best product without disrespecting the other products. Okay, that's what we're going to be trying to do. Trying to guide you to the best products. Try to show you some things that we might have found out late. We might have found out late about this, So on this one right here, this episode, I'm going to be trying to show you some of the things that you can get and try to help you cut corners so you won't be late. So you won't be late. Right? So that you could, get the best stuff early. You don't got to go through a lot of problems. Right? Another thing while you're watching, go over and subscribe to Vegan Intel on Patreon, because we have to walk a fine line over here, and it could be a little more informative on Patreon. And so for $5 a month, you're going to get a lot of information. We made it as cheap as possible because we don't really want to make no money over there. So it's just going to be $5 with all the information. And then if we come up with some different tiers that we feel like will bring you more, then we'll have a $5 tier, a $10 tier, at a $20 tier. Now you can pay either one just if you want to contribute. You can pay the 5, the 10, 20 to contribute. And if you do, as we get more tiers, you'll already be over there. But for now, everything we post, no matter what you pledge, you will see everything we post. So you only got to pay the $5, right? And that's going to be off the chain, right? So go join the Patreon, join the movement. Let's get our people healthy. So check this commercial out, and then we'll be right forward with the information. It's going to be a mind blower, okay? Hold on to your seats. So yeah, go check out www.patreon.com. There's information over there already. Some things is not here. And also thanks for joining over here too, because this is also going to be crazy off the chain. We're going to have a lot of information over here as well. So this is what's going on. This is what caused this live stream. Dr. Sebi used to promote Batana oil. Batana oil is known to be a great oil, hair growth, even good for your skin, and all of that. So I ordered some Batana oil from a company. And then I seen another company said they had Batana oil. They kind of advertised it like it was good. I'm thinking maybe this one is better than the one I ordered. So I ordered that one. And so I got some Batana oil right here. This is what it looks like. That's the coloration. I'm not going to show the company. I'm not going to try to hurt other people with this company. This is what it looks like. See what it looks like? So they had a deal, so they sent me 2 of these. I got 2 of these. Cool. Got me some Batana oil. And then recently, I seen an advertisement. I seen an advertisement recently, and I'm going to show you all this advertisement, okay? Now check this out.
Imagine growing your hair all your life, and then one day your hair starts losing. I'm gonna show you today how I went from having a bald spot, from having long locks and just one bald spot, to growing it back. And this entire locks fell out. So this entire spot was completely bald. This is proof that this locks was joined. So it fell out completely. I went on my search to find out how I could grow back my hair, and I found Batana. If you were to walk into a store and say, can I have a jar of Batana? And they said to you, we have 5 different kinds. How would you know which is real? Let's start with jar number 1. It's a bit cream in color, sandy in look, and hard. It's a bit hard and it smells like chemicals. Jar number 2. It's like a clay in texture, green in color, smells almost like a shea butter. So both of them. This is another jar of Batana, very light brown in color and smells like toffee. No way to tell the difference here on this one because the jar is black. Cream in color, almost as just as this one. Smells almost the same, different maker. Both came from China. This Batana comes directly from Honduras. How do you tell the difference? Look at that. This is real palm ashes from the unrefined Batana. Let's do a touch test. We're going to use different fingers for each one. This one is extremely hard and it smells. This one is soft but green. This one is very, very soft, but it's like a grease. Same thing, soft and like a grease. As soon as you start touching this one, it turns into oil. Complete difference. Compared to these 4 that sold on Amazon, these are not safe for your skin. This 100% pure Batana has vitamin E, so it is safe for your skin, your lips, your nails, and mostly your hair. So if you're trying to grow your beard, you're trying to grow back them edges that you lost via chemical or stressing, you're fighting with alopecia, you're fighting with chemotherapy, 100% pure natural Batana oil is available on this website.
So when I seen that, I went and ordered some Batana oil. You can find them on Facebook or wherever. Look up Batana King. So I went and ordered some. Now, this is the Batana oil I showed you that I ordered that I thought was really good. So today I go to my mailbox. I get Batana King oil. And when I look at the bottom, right, look what it looks like. Look. Look. This is the one he's selling. Look at the bottom. You seen when he was pushing it? You seen that dark oil? Look. Look at that. Look at that. And look at that. Now, which one looks like it's really from the earth? So I decided, okay, let me stop everybody from getting like how I got done. And let me send you to the real. Now, that brother, I think he lives in Trinidad, which makes him, right, able to go to the Honduras and get the real thing. If you're not getting your Batana oil from Batana King, if it's any type of color like this, I don't know what to tell you. I just got this. Look. Now you know this looks more nutritious. Come on. Look at that. You know this is the real deal. We don't take a rocket scientist. This is the real deal. This looks raw. Right? This looks raw. Right? No, I just started using it recently, but look. Look, look. Now, for those who can't see, these are both Batana oils. Anybody with any sense could see which one is natural and raw and has the most nutritions in it and which one is not. Clearly, this is the one. You can now, if you don't know that, maybe you haven't been plant-based long enough. So when you see your coconut oil, you can't tell one coconut oil from the other. But if you've been doing this as long as me, you can see always which product is like a whole food, like really straight from the source, and which one is a little processed. You understand? You can tell. So now this is for the people that do want to buy Patana oil. This is not for, I'm not going to try to debate anybody. This is for you. If you do want to buy Patana oil, don't go through what I went through buying 2 or 3 different types only to recently find out it's supposed to have a dark oil in it. It's supposed to have this dark oil in it. If it doesn't have this dark oil in it, when you press it and the oil don't come up, you've got something processed, whipped up. You got something whipped up because in nature, if it's oily and you put it in a jar, the oil's going to seep out of it. It's going to separate. This is something you got to live a little while to understand what I'm saying. Okay? You understand? You have to be and put some time on the planet and be using a lot of natural products to understand what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to do is make sure that you don't go buy a lot of stuff like this and that you just go straight to where I wish I would have known. I wish somebody would have showed me what I'm showing y'all. Because this is a new jar. You know what I'm saying? This is a new jar. I got another one that's half. I bought 2 of these because it was like, they was on sale. Like, okay, Batana. But when I seen the brother, I was like, what? I'm going to show it to you one more time. You tell me. I'm going to show it to you one more time. You tell me.
Imagine growing your hair all your life and then one day your hair starts bursting. I'm going to show you today how I went from having a bald spot, from having long locks and just one bald spot, to growing it back. And this entire locks fell out. So this entire spot was completely bald. This is proof that this locks was joined. So it fell out completely. I went on my search to find out how I could grow back my hair and I found Batana. If you were to walk into a store and say, can I have a jar of Batana? And they said to you, we have 5 different kinds. How would you know which is real? Let's start with jar number 1. It's a bit cream in color, sandy in look, and hard. It's a bit hard and it smells like chemicals. Jar number 2. It's like a clay in texture, green in color, smells almost like a shea butter. So both of them. Now, this is another jar of Batana, very light brown in color, and it smells like toffee. No way to tell the difference here on this one because the jar is black. Cream in color, almost as just as this one. Smells almost the same, different maker. Both came from China. This Batana comes directly from Honduras. How do you tell the difference? Look at that. This is real palm ashes from the unrefined Batana. Let's do a touch test. We're going to use different fingers for each one. This one is extremely hard and it smells. This one is soft but green. This one is very, very soft. But it's like a grease. Same thing. Soft and like a grease. As soon as you start touching this one, it turns into oil. Complete difference. Compared to these 4 that's sold on Amazon, these are not safe for your skin. This 100% pure Batana has vitamin E, so it is safe for your skin, your lips, your nails, and mostly your hair. So if you're trying to grow your beard, you're trying to grow back them edges that you lost via chemical or stressing, you're fighting with alopecia, you're fighting with chemotherapy, 100% pure natural Batana oil is available on this website.
Now, they all say Batana oil. This one says ingredients, Batana oil, one ingredient. That's all they say. That's what I'm trying to tell you, G-Ra. They say nothing. They just say Batana oil. I know it just says Batana oil. That's all it says. Batana oil, one ingredient, Batana oil. Batana oil. This one says 100% pure Batana oil, one ingredient. But look at the bottom. Look at the bottom. Look at the bottom. You want to find the website? Go to Facebook. You know I got you. You're working with the realest alive. Go to Facebook. Bam. Batana King on Facebook. And you'll find all the information you want to find right here, where to order it, caribglobalmart.com, but go there and push the link. Go right here. Okay? I got you. Go right here. Okay? And any product that he comes out with, and I'm going to buy it, if it's a product I'm looking for, and I got to choose between his company or another company, I'm going to buy from them. Yeah, I'm going to buy from them. Yeah, I'm going to buy from them. And so I wanted to come and help him, but I really just wanted to come and help you all so you wouldn't buy the other stuff like I did. Like I'm telling you, I went to the mailbox, I got it out, I opened the package, and as soon as I opened the package and I looked at the bottom, I was like, wow. Because I had 2 other kind now. I had another kind, and I wish I would have still had that so I could compare if it was lighter than this or darker than this. But you didn't have to tell me nothing. As soon as I looked on the bottom and it looked like raw crude oil and it looked raw and natural, I said, this is it. It smells, it smells strong. It smells, it smells unrefined. Now you know that's the real deal. If you got any common sense, anybody from Africa would tell you, yeah, that's the real stuff. Anybody looked at this, ask somebody from Africa and say, which one is the real deal? This one or this one? And anybody gonna tell you that dark one. This one is whipped up with who knows what. Since they shipped it to me, look how it shifted. This stays the same when they shipped it. When they shipped this one, look how it moved. Look how it moved. When I sit this in a cool spot and thing, it's going to lay back flat. And it's going to have that, when he touched it and it got that dark oil, that's what this one is. So. Listen, if you got a woman, if you like putting oil stuff on her hair, get your baby this. She gonna love you. She gonna love you. Brothers, sisters, okay, support the brother for showing us that we've been getting scammed. It's a righteous thing what he's doing. We want him to make all the money. We want him to be very successful because he's not just selling a product, he's teaching us about the product. He's showing us, hey, these ones, y'all, look, he did a test for you to see it. And when he touched this one, when I seen the oil come up and he rubbed it, I said, oh, that's the one right there. If you live in nature, I lived in Hawaii. If you lived in nature, that's all you need to see. When he touched that oil and that black oil come up, you're like, oh, that's the one I want right there. I want that one. You know how we are. When I seen that, you know how we grew up. I said, why, man, I don't got no black oil. I was kind of pissed. Why, man, don't do that? I was kind of pissed. I was like, man, don't do that. I want man to do that. I was petty like that. I said, why, man, don't. I want it, man. I want to touch, man. I want dark oil to come up. Hey, G-Rock, I was not happy. I was like, why, man, don't do that? All of that, bro, would you tell him? Would you tell him? So if that brother get black soap, that's whose black soap I'm going to get. If that brother get coconut oil, that's who coconut oil I'm finna get. And he from the islands. He down there. So like they know. When you live in the tropics, people that stuff in the people's city don't know. Like I know natural coconut water when I taste it. All the coconuts I drank straight off the tree. And when you sell me coconut water, that's why I don't buy coconut water. Plus, those containers, those boxes. Have y'all seen the commercial of them pouring that stuff out those, the boxes, the coconut water come in? Have y'all seen that? Hold on. Have y'all seen those commercials? Have y'all seen that? Listen, I'm not trying to say this company because it's not about the company. It's about how long that stuff been. Have y'all seen what happens when they people have cut those boxes open? Have you seen that? Let me see if I can find a picture of that too. Have y'all seen that? I never buy another one of those boxes again in my life with no product in it. That's over with. Have y'all seen that? Has anybody seen that? Hold on. I'm going to try to find a picture of it. Man, once you see that, you'll never drink out them boxes again. Man, you will never drink nothing out of them things again in your life. Hold on. First, let me show you the boxes I'm talking about. These boxes like that. Not this company, because it's not a company thing. It's like a storage thing. Hold on. Have y'all seen that? Have you seen the experiment when they cut those boxes open and what be in them boxes? Have y'all seen that? Oh, man, you're going to be messed up when you see that. I didn't drink out a lot of those boxes. And I'm talking about, I ain't buying no product in those boxes. Look, this the realest. That's why I tell everybody subscribe to Vegan Intel. Because this the realest. It don't get no realer than this. I'm telling you in the door. This the realest you ever gonna see anywhere. Hold on, let me show you this. Let me show you this. Let me put you up on something. Let me show you this. I'm not drinking out of those ever again in my life. Something about the boxes, they like grow like fungus and mold in those boxes. If you search it, you're going to see a whole bunch of them. I can show you 2 or 3 or 4 right now, different boxes with the same. Man, listen. You never saw it? Look at this. All you got to do is search coconut boxes with mold. Coconut water boxes with mold. That's all you got to do is search it. It's going to gross you out, though. When they cut them open. Go, if you really want to see it, I tell you where to go. Go to TikTok and search it. Because you know how TikTok is. Look. Look what they seen in there when they cut it open. Like one dude, he say he sipped it and it tasted funny. So he dumped it out and he cut it open. And it's all type of crap in there. When they cut it open. Listen, y'all, I ain't going to sit up here and lie about nothing like that. This is all over the internet. This is all over the internet, y'all. It's been on ABC News. On my soul, y'all. It's been on ABC News. Yeah, it's been on ABC News. It's been on ABC News. Look, I'm going to just show you a couple of them. Then you go do your research. You're going to see 1,000. You're going to see a bunch of them. I seen it about. I forgot to tell you. I seen it about 3 months ago. And every time I go in the store and see them boxes, I said, listen, it's a wrap. See, look. See? Oh, these ain't the worst pictures. This the ones I seen on the news was worse than that. Because see, here's the thing when I think about it. Coconut, you can't really save coconut water unless you treat it. Coconut water got to be drank fresh. Now that I think about it, like when I lived in Hawaii and we drank coconuts off the tree, coconuts got a certain taste to it. And you can tell that you can't save it. Now that I think about it, you can't really save coconut water. It's not meant to be saved. That even in Hawaii, if I would have took some coconut water and put it in a pitcher and put it in the refrigerator, it wouldn't be no good in about 2 or 3 days. Because it's already got like a taste to it. I can't put my finger on it, but it's already got a taste to it. You know, like you could tell it'll go bad. Because coconut water sometimes tastes like it's bad. Because you got to understand, coconut water is turning into, the coconut water comes out of coconut, and the coconut's got a jelly. And that coconut water becomes the coconut. So as it's got less water, that water makes coconut. So if you put that water in a container, it's going to try to make coconut, but it's not inside of a coconut, so it's going to make something else. Now that I think about it, because if you get a baby coconut, the baby's got the most water in it. A grown coconut got hardly no water. You ever get a grown coconut, open it, not that much water come out. But if you get a baby coconut and open it, it's a whole lot of water. So the water in the baby coconut, there's jelly in the coconut, and that water makes the jelly get thicker and thicker and thicker until it becomes coconut. It becomes hard. Right? Right? Watch. Let me see if I can find a picture. Because that water is going to be the white coconut. Right? So that water becomes the coconut. Okay? You with me? You understand? The water in the coconut turns into the coconut, and then the little bit left is much sweeter because the baby coconut, that water is not sweet. The water doesn't get sweet until the coconut is grown, and the grown coconut doesn't have that much water. That's why we drink the babies. That's why we drink the young coconuts. We drink the young coconuts because they're the ones with all the water in it, because it hasn't turned into coconut. So it has lots of water and it has jelly in it. It doesn't have hard coconut in it. It has what we call jelly in it. Okay? See, let me show you something. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Because if you haven't lived in the tropics, these things are new to you. You got to go live out there, live in the tropical, and you got to be plant-based. You got to eat off the land. I used to eat off the land. So let me show you what I'm talking about. The process of the coconut. Because the coconut goes through a process. Okay. So look, here we go. So the coconut goes through a process, right? When it's young, see how thin the inside is? Okay, it's a lot of water in there. When it's middle age, you see the coconut starting to get thicker. There's a lot of water, but not as much as in the young coconut. And then when you get to the grown coconut, look how much the white part is. That water the water that you see in the young one turns into coconut. So it's young, it's got this water, and that water grows along, turns this white to the hard coconut. In the young coconut, this is soft, like a jelly. You can scrape it. In the middle-aged coconut, it's kind of rubbery. But in the grown coconut, y'all know it's hard and it's very sweet because the water sweetens, right? So when they're making the coconut water that you buy out of the young ones. That water is designed to turn into coconut. So if you take that water and put it in a container, it's going to be trying to turn into coconut. That's why you end up with all this in the bottle. So if they don't figure out a way to process it, to stop it from trying to convert, yeah, that ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. And somebody that drank fresh coconut from the young ones every day, all day. I don't really like the coconut in the box because it does not taste like the young coconut water. By the time you buy it, no, it does not taste like this. No, there's no coconut water in the store that tastes like it tastes out of this young coconut. Out of this young coconut is fresh and it has a certain taste. All the ones in the box, they don't taste like that. They don't. They don't. They're close, but it's not that. Yeah, G Rod, because it's not designed. The coconut water is designed to turn into coconut meat. So we said coconuts got water, jelly, meat, and milk because we make the coconut milk from the grown coconut where we grate it into the juice and squeeze it, and that makes coconut milk. And then if you boil that coconut milk, you get coconut oil, right? The longer you boil the coconut milk, the oilier it gets, and the more smell it gets into it. It starts smelling more and more coconutty. And so it gets to the point where you can put it on your skin and hair, right? Coconut oil, and you can smell the coconut. But if you keep, and you can eat it, right? Like Coke, you can cook with it. But if you keep boiling it, the fragrance will get so strong that you can't eat it. And now you got coconut body oil where you put a little thing on it that's just, right? Or incense oil. Because now it gets too strong to consume. And it becomes a perfume. A lot of people don't know that. So if you get a bunch of coconut and you grate it up and you pour the coconut water in there and you boil it and boil it and boil it, you can make your own coconut oil. Now, you can keep boiling it till it gets where it's got, a nice coconut smell, so you put it on your hair. But if you keep boiling it, it gets thinner and thinner and thinner, and it turns into a perfume. You can't eat that. It's too strong. It's perfume. It's like eating incense. So it turns into an incense oil. It's really, really coconutty with just one little drop, and this whole room smell like coconut. But it does, now when I'm thinking about it, talking out, it does make sense that this water is going to go bad because this water in the baby is designed to turn into meat. It's not designed to stay water. That water grows this, and the shell gets thicker. See the shell on this one? See how thin the brown part is? Look how thick the brown part is on this one. So that water is part of the growth process. So when you put that in a box, it's going to grow. But it ain't going to be able to turn to a coconut, so it's going to grow into something. So I really don't like coconut that I buy in the store, but that's because I drank fresh coconuts. I really don't like it like that. I don't really like this water because it's not really there if you really lived off of coconuts. So when I lived in Hawaii, I didn't drink water. I drank coconut water all day, every day. We even washed our dreadlocks in it. And so it doesn't really taste like that. It should have clicked with me like, bro, don't drink this. This is not it. But it was close. So I would drink it. It's close, but it's not there. You know what I'm saying? It's not there. You know what I'm saying? And so, shout out to the brethren for, really putting us up on the real patana oil. For those of y'all that came late, I'm going to show you what we're talking about with the patana oil. All right, check it out.
Imagine growing your hair all your life and then one day your hair starts bursting. I'm gonna show you today how I went from having a bald spot, from having long locks and just one bald spot, to growing it back. And this entire locks fell out. So this entire spot was completely bald. This is proof that this locks was joined. So it fell out completely. I went on my search to find out how I could grow back my hair and I found Batana. If you were to walk into a store and say, can I have a jar of Batana? And they said to you, we have 5 different kinds. How would you know which is real? Let's start with jar number 1. It's a bit cream in color, sandy in look, and hard. It's a bit hard and it smells like chemicals. Jar number 2. It's like a clay in texture, green in color, smells almost like a shea butter. So both of them. This is another jar of Batana, very light brown in color and it smells like toffee. No way to tell the difference here on this one because the jar is black. Cream in color, almost as just as this one. Smells almost the same, different maker. Both came from China. This Batana comes directly from Honduras. How do you tell the difference? Look at that. This is real palm ashes from the unrefined Batana. Let's do a touch test. We're going to use different fingers for each one. This one is extremely hard and it smells. This one is soft but green. This one is very, very soft. But it's like a grease. Same thing. Soft and like a grease. As soon as you start touching this one, it turns into oil. Complete difference. Compared to these 4 that sold on Amazon, these are not safe for your skin. This 100% pure Batana has vitamin E, so it is safe for your skin, your lips, your nails, and mostly your hair. So if you're trying to grow your beard, you're trying to grow back them edges that you lost via chemical or stressing, you're fighting with alopecia, you're fighting with chemotherapy, 100% pure natural Batana oil is available on this website.
Now, I'm not being paid for this. The brother don't even know I'm promoting him. I just went on his Facebook, took the video, copied it to show you his experiment and everything. And I want to support the brother, but I'm not just doing it to support him. I bought a couple of Batana oils that obviously are not, the real thing. And today I received this. And as soon as I took it out the pack and looked at the bottom, I said, oh, man, what the heck is this? There's some blended up stuff. You can tell this is concentrated and real. Look how dark it is. This the real thing. This the real thing. Look. Oh, wow. Look. Oh, man. And then you can smell it. Like, yeah, this is the real thing. This is the one that's going to help your hair. That's the one. That's the one got all the nutrients in it. This is what Dr. Sebi was talking about. He was not talking about this. Y'all know which one Sebi was talking about. It's obvious. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. I don't know. I might just throw it in the garbage. We're trying to keep it real over here. I just take the L and support the brethren. I really appreciate him bringing that information to those of us that live in North America and England and stuff. We don't know, We don't know. We need a brother that lived down there. No, that brother lived down there. I know his accent. It's not a Jamaican accent. It sounds like Trinidadian. Not Virgin Islands, close. But he's probably from Trini. And then being from Trinidad, he can go to Honduras and get it all day. So this brethren, they going to the Honduras, they getting the real thing. They getting the real thing from the Honduras, straight from the Honduras. You know what I'm saying? This one's straight from the Honduras. Yeah, this one's straight from the Honduras for sure. Straight off the land. So I wanted to try to show you all, and I figured I'd make a whole series where we would cover certain things that we need to get. We need to try to find a way to get them. And one of those things is soursop. I'm in Chicago. I can't find soursop, but then I can't say I can't find it because I haven't been looking for it. I went to one market, and I went to this little market, and they had all type of stuff they don't have here. They had like 50 coconuts. When you go in the store, Whole Foods, something like that, they might have 8, 9, 10 coconuts. I went in there, they had a whole thing of old coconuts. I guess because those people that shop there, they use coconut for everything. So I'm going to have to start going to these stores, that these immigrant stores. You know, I don't want to call them immigrants, but that's what they are. I want to got to go start going to these ethnic stores, these Ethiopian little markets, these little Middle Eastern markets, these markets where islanders and stuff live. I'm gonna start going to those markets, and I bet you I find soursop because I want to try the soursop fruit. You know what I'm saying? But as of now, uh, I be using the soursop leaves that I order off of Amazon, and I make tea with these. You know, for medicinal reasons. So I buy these soursop teas, right? So I'm gonna start going to the African stores. I'm gonna start going to the little Asian stores, the little Middle East. I'm gonna start going there. You know, duh, I should have been doing that because I was always going to this store to get paper towels because you know you get paper towels like this, and they had paper towels like that. 6 rolls, and 1 roll lasts longer than 3 rolls. So I'm like, so I go there and get 6 paper to six two. If I get 2 of them, I'll have 12 rolls. It lasts forever. So the last time I went in there, I said, let me look around and see the food because I would just get the paper towels and leave. And when I went looking at the food, they had watermelons with seeds in them. This early, this was like 4 weeks ago, 3 4 weeks ago. They had watermelons with seeds. No, longer than that, about 5 6 weeks ago. They had watermelons with seeds. They had all different types of. They had stuff they don't have in any other stores. They had plantain. They had a big thing full of plantain. So I'm like, dog, everybody that live over here must eat plantain. I've never seen that many plantain. You hardly ever see any plantain, but I've never seen that many plantain in the store. They were just piled up. It was a dude, he came and he was grabbing them. He grabbed like 5 or 6. He's like, I'm finna go make some soup with some fish in it and I'm gonna do all this. He was telling me how to cook it. He was like, because you know, we like the soft ones and we fry them. But he was like, get the hard ones. He wanted the hard ones and he boil them some kind of way. I guess it kind of makes like a potato, I guess. He's like, yeah, get the hard ones and you cut them and you boil them. I should ask him, where you from? He was from somewhere, but you know, I talk to anybody. I'm a very open person. So they all talk to me. So, you know, I'm going to be covering this in this series. I'm going to come up with a name for this series, you know. And when I find stuff like soursop, I'm going to do it live, taste it here and do it live. Another thing is I'm trying to get off of plastic. So I'm in a move to totally eliminate plastic as much as I can, right? So I'm going to be looking for glass. I've been watching videos on how you could cook with glass and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be trying to figure out how to cook with glass. I've stepped my game up with the salt. So I got the mineral sea salt. You know what I'm saying? That I cook with. the mineral sea salt. I'm trying to find a variety of things that I could use to cook with and to eat. You have a local Caribbean store that got everything. Yeah, see. So that's what I'm going to have to do. And this is going to be a whole series. I'm going to figure out the name for it. And this series is going to just be very informative like that. But once again, shout out to the brethren for letting the people know the truth about the patana oil. That's a very good thing he's doing. You know what I'm saying? To let the people know about the patana oil. And I hope y'all learn from this, support the channel, join the Patreon and all that, and go support him over on Facebook. This is where you can go and find the brethren and get his products and go to his website to see what products he got. Right? And he's even got the one in the oil form for you could put on your skin and your hair. I'm going to order some of that for females that I know as gifts. When I want to give a female a gift, I'm going to give her some batana oil. I'm going to give her some of that she can put on her skin and everything. And it's going to be great gifts, right? I'm going to get all these products and I'm going to use them as gifts. See, he's got the Patana conditioner. I'm going to order all of that. If he's got the shampoo, he's got the shampoo. I'm going to get the shampoo and I'm going to wash my hair and everything in it and, give it to my friends, put my friends up on game, and they can use it every now and then, interchangeable. They don't have to use it all the time. Uh, but it really would be nice to be able to help my friends, you know what I'm saying? And to help my subscribers and people so we can see this information. I go out and find information, make sure it's legitimate, and then bring it to you all, so you can save some money so you won't end up buying this stuff like I did, you know. And I ain't gonna disrespect the brother, the sister. This is sister's coming. I ain't gonna disrespect the sister and try to ruin her business or nothing, but she gonna have to step her game up. And I understand they don't might not got the ability to get it natural like somebody in the Caribbean or in South or Central America. But that's the move. You're gonna have to make those trips and go into those regions and set up that business. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go into business, you got to go make them trips and set them businesses up. So you got to get your passport, fly down there, find out who could get the Patana oil from you, make the arrangements to get it shipped up, and jar it up yourself. You know, you're gonna have to step your game up. That's where the future is going, unless they ruin the whole world economy. If the economy can be stabilized and stay, that's where it's going. It's going all natural. Natural is where it's going. You're gonna have natural products. People are gonna want glass and cast iron. Everybody's gonna want to take care of their health. And the same thing with salt. People were saying get pink Himalayan salt. People were saying get this kind of salt, get that type of salt. But we found out some of those salts, where they're mined at, certain toxic metals and stuff is in the same area. So it's being found in the salt. So many of these salts I was getting, pink Himalayan salt and this type of salt, is good, but the place they get it from causes it to be some toxic type materials in it. And so right now, same thing. I'm gonna put you up on some knowledge. The best salt to get right now, from what they telling me now, is Baja Gold. I've seen people do best salt presentations, and Baja is always at the top of the winner. And I like Baja salt because this feels like it's wet, and it's not wet, but it feels wet. This is the best salt. I've advertised all different type of salts. Those salts, they're out of here. This is the one that's the least, that's not toxic, and it's a really good natural grain salt. Okay, has exceptional flavor. It's got a lot of nutrients in it, and it's unrefined and naturally pure. So if you're gonna buy salt, go ahead and order this. Let them bring it to your house. It's gonna come in a bag, and because it's like heavy and it feels like it's moist, you don't have to use that much. So this one bag will last you a long time, and you know that you're getting good salt in your body. Like when I get up in the morning, I'll like put this halfway, and I'll take a little salt. I'll either put it on my tongue. Best to probably put it on your tongue, and then drink your water. And what that does is the salt puts the water into your cells. It pulls the water because it's really natural salt. And so it helps you with your hydration, right? It helps you with your hydration by just taking just a little pinch and put it on your tongue and then drink some water. This got a little pinch in it. When I drink this, I'm getting a full hydration. You can't taste it because there's only a pinch in here, but it's in there and it's working, right? So you got to think, always think about the creator, right? And when we go jump in the ocean, the water is salty, right? That water, being in that salt water is pulling that water into your system, hydrating you. That's why when you're in the tropics and you in the ocean stuff, you be so healthy. You'll be looking so good. Your skin be looking so good. You'll be thoroughly hydrated just from getting in the ocean because it's salt water. See, we got to start looking at the designer of the planet is smart, smarter than us. You're like, well, why is it salt in the ocean? Duh. Why do they go to the Dead Sea and it say people get miraculously healed because it's got the most salt in it in the world? So much that you almost can't drown. You just lay in it and you're going to float. You don't even have to know how to swim in the Dead Sea. And people go all over the world to go into the Dead Sea. Now that's a trip I would take. I would go get in the Dead Sea. I don't like the fact that it's called dead, but I would go get in there. Now that would be a trip well worth it. That could rejuvenate me for how many years? You look up, I've lived to 120 years old, 130 years old. Going and getting in that water one time, especially if I'm coming back and eating right and doing everything else to make that work. So that's a trip I would take. You understand? So welcome to Vegan Intel. I hope you learned something from that. Try to find you some sour sop. Try to get off of all this aluminum and stuff when you're cooking, and try to get glass and cast iron and stainless steel if you have to. But I would say glass, cast iron, right? Make sure you try to get the good oils and stuff in your body, right? Get your tea game up, right? I got the sarsaparilla tea I just got. I'll talk about that. I just got it last week. Some people are saying the sarsaparilla tea is like super fantastic. I'll be talking about that probably tomorrow and showing you my sarsaparilla tea. I haven't started drinking it yet. When I drink teas like that they say have like certain medicinal properties to it. So it's not nothing that's a cure all, but it's something that definitely could add positive to it. Because you have to be careful what you say. You can't just sell stuff and say, "Oh, this cure cancer." You can't say that, but you can say that it has the potential to help you prevent cancer. Right? Well, the sarsaparilla is supposed to be like one of the best things. Period. Some people are saying that it could help fight everything. This is what people are saying. Help, not no all cure. Because if it is, we don't know yet, so we can't just say that. But allegedly, but one thing I do know is that the planet was made and definitely made medicine because it doesn't make no sense that a planet would be made and not have things to help you medically. Because even your dog, when it gets sick, it go eat grass. Something that grass do to help them get over the sickness. Anytime you see your dog eating grass, so that's another thing. Like dogs used to eat the grass when they didn't feel right to feel better, but now you're putting all this poison on the grass. So now if the dog go eat the grass, you got weed killer in the grass, and the dog might not feel better. So we definitely got to get back to a natural world like that. With my garden, I only use natural pest control. I don't use no chemicals on my gardens when I grow gardens. Everything is natural. Everything. Because I don't want to eat that stuff. I just want to live a natural life. I don't believe in the chemicals, artificial flavors, artificial color preservatives. How you gonna put artificial stuff in a real body? Your body's not artificial. So like, why would you disrespect the real body? Just like you got whole foods, you got a whole body. You don't have artificial blood. You don't have artificial skin. You don't have artificial eyeballs and artificial teeth naturally in your body. Your body is all real. Then the planet is all real. So if you created on a planet, the planet obviously got what you need. The plants. The planet's got the plants already for you. And you look at the planet and you would know that the planet's going to provide for all the beings on the planet. You're going to know that the planet's got whatever the birds need. The planet's got whatever the bears need, the lions, all the mammals, all the different type of monkeys, all the different type of birds, all the different types of insects. The planet got is provide for you. So why would you go make something that's not from the planet? Why would you do that? If you're going to make something, you should take stuff from the planet and put it together to make something. Take some cocoa, take some nuts, take some coconut and mix that up and make your candy. Why would you make artificial flavors and artificial colors when the planet's got candy already? The planet's got candy. You can get fruit and dehydrate it, and you got candy. It's going to crystallize sugar naturally, fruit sugar, naturally. So we got to get back in tune. Even if you want to have a good time, liquor, look, all the liquor is made from the plants. Rum, made from sugar cane. They taking wheat and making liquor. They taking barley and making liquor. They taking grapes and making wine. They come on, you can make any kind of wine too. All it's got to do is ferment. You can make plum wine, peach wine, watermelon wine, whatever, or liquor, depending on how much you ferment it. It can go from wine to liquor. So we gotta get more natural and get in tune with the planet. You know what I'm saying? So y'all stay positive. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this. Send this to everybody so people will get the right Batana oil. Make sure people get the right Batana oil. And as usual, exercise, work out, get yourself in shape, and go and subscribe to Vegan Intel on Patreon so you can see some more hardcore information and things that might not really get approved here on YouTube. All right. Vegan Intel on Patreon. All right. Victory and vegan.